Hello, this is Andrew with Missing Remote. Last week, Ubiquiti released a firmware update for the Dream Machines, the UDM and UDM-Pro version 1.10.0. It's a pretty big update. It's been in beta for a long time, and it seems to be a pretty good update from a bug fix and improvement standpoint, especially with quite a few vulnerabilities getting fixed in this. I was on vacation when this came out, so I didn't want to update it remotely just in case things went sideways. So you get to come along with the trip as I update it, and we'll kind of walk through what that process looks like for me in a second here. The main thing that I wanted to point out is that they still don't seem to have fixed this issue with PPOE, which has been plaguing the system for a long time. If you're a PPOE user, I'm sorry, it's not been awesome for you. For those who aren't aware, PPOE users have been experiencing pretty severe throughput degradation. It says IPS IDS or when IPS IDS is enabled, but my understanding is it's just kind of universal, but I could be mistaken. Fortunately, I have AT&T fiber, so we don't use PPOE. We have our own issues or challenges when it comes to connectivity, but that's not one of them. So I hoping this is pretty stable. I'm going to go for it because, well, one, it's been beta for a long time, and there are a lot of fixes, including security improvements. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and take a backup. This is one of those things that I don't think that you can do from the new UI, so you will have to flip to the old UI. To do it, go to the backup section, go ahead and download that. I've already done that, so we'll just skip right to the next section. Some of us are going to see an update here. If you don't, then you're going to have to SSH into the machine. In one of my other videos, I showed how to do that. And if you do need to run the update through SSH, basically what you do is once you get a shell, you paste that command, the ubnt-upgrade space, and then you grab the download link that's appropriate for your UDM, whether that's a base or a pro, and then you hit enter and wait for it to update. Fortunately, I see it here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then you just wait. Hopefully not too long. One of the things that I like to do while I'm waiting, just because I'm impatient, is set up a ping so that I can see when the box goes down and when it comes back up again. So it's been a while since I've done an update through the user interface, and I'd forgotten how poor the feedback is for that. As you can see, the box is back up again, but it just kind of dumps you into this page, and then what? So you have to hit refresh, and then the system comes back up for you. But it takes a little while for the apps to come up back online. So you can see their status if you go to the updates page. I don't know why it's on the updates page, but you can see the status. So the network starts, and then I have Protect running, and that should start too. Nope, there's Protect going now, starting. Now I have had some issues with my cameras when I do a firmware update. Generally with a Protect update, not with the UDM. And since this hasn't changed, well, that's not ideal. Since the firmware version for Protect hasn't changed, I don't expect that to be a problem, but that is something I'm going to check real quick. So I always like to come in here, just make sure that my devices have come back online. This is expected. I did disconnect these. I recently got a long range access point, the U6LR long range, and I was able to take one of my AC Pros out of the network because the U6LR is just so much better, that both from range and throughput, that I don't need to have as many access points as I had. So I just took it out. I haven't retired it yet. And then this one, I only use that occasionally. So it's most of the time it just sits unplugged, so it's not burning electricity. So let's check protect. Make sure my cameras came back up. And then this is also expected. I unplugged this one a couple days ago. So that all looks good. Glad that there weren't any major issues. Of course, I'll have to monitor it. There were some complaints, as there always are, in the forum around CPU utilization and memory performance. So I will be watching that, and if there are any issues worth noting, I'll bring them up later. Anyway, hopefully you found that useful. If you did, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks.